Welcome back to TTBA Podcast, episode number 4. We have the legendary coach, Cedric Dean of District 6, and we have his son, Andrew Dean. How does it feel, Coach, to come into a league for the first time and be undefeated?
It feels pretty good. I knew once we brought this team in that they had a chance to come here and win most of the games. I didn't think we was gonna go and just sweep it all the way like we're doing. But during practice, all the kids work hard. They play hard. I think the kids respond well because all the parents are like strict parents. So we basically don't have a kid on the team who parent probably won't come down off the bleachers and pop them upside the head if they're doing things. So I think all the kids being disciplined help our team to win a lot of games.
So as far as this team, being able to watch this team play and the class of play, even though that they're blowing out teams, I never once see any kid taunting or celebrating. They're just out there to play basketball. Where does that come from?
I think I pride myself off in that one. I don't allow the kids to act crazy. I don't allow them to celebrate, even though we're winning. Sportsmanship is pretty big. Having respect for others is pretty big. So if I catch any of my kids doing it, most likely they'll come and sit on the bench, and it can be for the entire game. But we haven't had that issue since this year.
So watching you guys on and off the court, it seems like each and every one of those kids respect you. Is that something that you had to gain, or is that just something that came natural?
No, that's just something like I say, once again, I pride the parents for that. The parents basically discipline the kids very well, and also even if the parents didn't discipline the kids, once they get with me, they either gonna be disciplined or they can go home and stay with their parents.
So how does it feel to know that regardless of the outcome this weekend, that you guys will go into the playoff number 1?
It feels pretty good. All the hard work we've been doing, all the kids been showing, it's paid off. So we're looking to win the whole thing.
We ran across Dante Harper, the coach of the Heat, and that's been the only team to even give you guys some type of competition. There's talks that he has been doing a lot of stuff to get ready for you guys, and they're saying it's going to come down to a show with you guys in the championship. Do you think that it's going to be the same outcome?
No, I do not think this go around. I don't think the game is going to be close. Honestly and truly, when we played them the first time, we had some problems with the parents getting to the gym. So we had some kids coming in a little bit late, not actually warmed up, and then not being familiar with some of the goals that we played on. But it shouldn't have been close the first time. We missed a lot of layups. I think we missed about 30 points in layups, to be honest with you. So I don't think it's going to be close.
So as far as all the distractions you guys have received off the court, what is it that you're doing to keep those guys focused on basketball?
We just do our same routine. We just come to practice, do the same drills, prepare for every game the same, no matter if it's a team that haven't won a game, no matter if it's a team that's won all the games so far undefeated. We just come and practice the same way every day.
Okay. So as far as measuring the success from the start to finish, do you measure the success of the team on wins and losses, or is there something else that you measure your success?
I measure my kids on how well they play per game. And if you look at our team when we first started, compared to our team now, we're like I say 100% better than when we first started. So it's game by game. Okay. Defense tells me how well our team is playing.
So the community, everybody's asking, what is District 6?
What is District 6? District 6 is a community in Greenville, Texas, on the northeast side of town, mainly Black and Hispanics. It's a very neglected side of town. And I'm speaking from experience. I grew up here in Greenville, grew up in District 6, grew up in East Hill, Washington Heights, which is all part of District 6. East Hill is not. But knowing from me being a kid living in District 6, leaving off, going to the military, coming back now I'm the city council of District 6. And we're just trying to bring a positive spin on District 6. So that's the reason I even named the team that, is because we want to start seeing District 6 name being represented as something positive. So that's the reason that we use the name District 6. So when you say District 6, you're going to relate it to something positive besides all the, some of the killings that have happened in District 6, the poor housing, poor streets. The community can do extremely better, but they don't. So we're just trying to bring a positive spin on a district here in Greenville that's, to me, is neglected by the city and also is neglected by the people that live in the district.
Okay. So you ran several different leagues for our youth in this community, correct?
Yes, I had ran Unity Sports League. I did that league 4 years with the youth. And I also did an adult league under Unity Sports League. We started out as UBIA, which is Universal Black Improvement Association. So we started out running the league as UBIA Sports. Then I changed the name to Unity Sports Basketball.
Okay. So early on in the season, there was some controversy about this being a select team. When Coach Grant reached out to you, what was it that you did to obtain these players?
I just put a post out on Facebook. Got some parents to respond. I believe we got this team together in like 3 days before the season started, when we finally got a team together. And then we had one practice I believe, and even though our day one practice is the same way we've been practicing for the whole entire season. So the same way we practiced when we had our first practice is the same exact way I've been doing the entire season. Just working on basic stuff.
How does that feel to know that you guys have been attacked on and off the court in every opportunity?
Well, people attacking us, trying to say that we're a select team is, to me, is really not a big deal. People are gonna always talk. I think what it is showing that the work that the kids are putting in is basically outdoing whatever their coaches are doing with their kids. So it seems to me if they want to know, they think we're a select team, what they should do is record our practice and copy what we do.
I had the opportunity a couple weeks ago to watch you guys play in Roy City. And to see you guys from your very first game and now, it looks like you guys are looking like a select team. Is that something that you want to do after this season?
Yes, it'll be something that we'll be doing once the season's over. We'll be teaming up with Texas Threat to try to put this team in the league to become an AAU team. They didn't start out as an AAU team. Like I said, they started out as a bunch of kids who parents got with me, and we put the team together. And just from us, like I said, working on basics, now they're looking like a select team. So to me, it goes back to just how you should teach kids from the beginning. Work on your basics, and then everything else will come.
Okay. So with you guys getting a lot of attention, some positive, some negative, I know that the community is wondering, with the other age divisions in Greenville, is there something that you thought about maybe doing as far as getting other age divisions involved?
That I thought about getting other age divisions involved. Yeah, we want to me, starting your, I use this situation for an example, just like we have run into the situation in Caddo. I guess with parents being upset about our kids. So, and I'm a big believer in starting your own thing, not being, I guess, in a handicapped position to where someone can make decisions or someone can make rules about you being in the league, you being out the league. So everybody that know me know that I'm big on doing your own thing. What you don't own and control can't hurt you. And so basically being in this league in Caddo can show you how it can hurt you if you don't have your own league. It can hurt you if you don't control and own your own destination. So once this is over with, we'll try to get together, start our own league, and those who want to be in a competitive league with competitive players, hard-working players, awesome parents from Greenville, Texas, and Hunt County wide, we'll be in contact with you, and you can contact us through Texas Threat.
A few weeks back, there was a lot of controversy around Greenville kids playing in the Caddo League. With you being a coach, not just in running a basketball league, but also a football coach, a flag football coach, and having some of those Caddo kids on your team,
Yeah.
how does that feel to take your kids into another league in the same county and not be wanted?
To me, it's not a big deal. And the only reason I say it's not a big deal because I still have the mentality of you can do your own deal, you can do your own thing. So to others, it may be a big issue about being in the same county and not being able to go to another city that's within the same county and not be welcome. It can be a big deal to other people, but to me, it's not an issue. It's not an issue. We have a lot of talent in Greenville where we don't have to come here to Caddo. And also, I've seen, like I say, a bunch of kids on these other teams that are actually from Greenville. So I don't see what the big fuss was about this team.
I see you brought your son and your sidekick,
Yeah, it's my little handsome young brother over there.
Andrew. I had an opportunity to watch you play a couple weeks back. I see a lot of passion in you. Where does that come from?
I think it comes from how my parents raised me.
So your dad strikes me as a person who only allows 110%. Say that that's a true statement?
Yes.
Is he hard on you?
Yes.
As far as basketball, would you say basketball is one of your favorite sports?
Yes, sir.
What are you looking forward to with basketball moving forward?
I'm looking forward to being better. I got a weak hand. I'm working to be both-handed.
Okay. So you had a tryout not too long ago, right?
Yes, sir.
How did that go?
It went well, but I know I could have did better.
Okay. So with TTBA recruiters reaching out to you and offering you a position on the 7th grade team, how did that make you feel?
I really feel good for somebody to come up to me and ask me to be on their team.
Okay. So tell me something interesting about your dad that most people don't know.
That he's really not mean. He just disciplines you.
So what do you want to be when you grow up?
I want to be an NBA player.
You want to be an NBA player? What's your favorite subject?
Math.
Okay.
So, Coach, earlier when we asked you a question about what you do and everything for the kids and everything. How does a District 6 practice usually go?
A District 6 practice normally go, I'm not going to tell you until we win the championship.
I understand that. So,
We're going to put him in the interview.
Yeah, that's cool. Put him in there.
Come on. Yeah. It don't matter. It's all good. It's all good.
so Coach, going into the playoffs, what are you looking for going into the playoffs?
Going into the playoffs, I'm just looking for all of, I guess, the Caddo League parents, Caddo League players, Greenville parents to just come out and watch a awesome team who started from just piecing us together just like a puzzle, coming to see them to be a complete team to win the championship.
So most people don't know, but you don't have a actual kid on that team. How did you come about coaching that team without having a kid playing on that team?
Well, once you put out and was had let me know that Lono had dropped out and they was looking to fill a slot, I decided to just put a team together. And so that's when I put out the information to try to get a District 6 team started.
Okay. So if you had anything to tell the community as far as surrounding basketball, surrounding the youth, if you had a message to give the community, what would that be?
Well, to the Greenville community, I would just say to the parents that I think it's past time that the parents came out together and poured our money and started building a future for our kids. And when I'm talking about our kids, I mean all kids, but predominantly the African American kids. I mean, I believe that our parents, and I know it may rub a bunch of people wrong, but me speaking as a parent, me coming from two great parents, I just feel like our parents, along with ourselves at this point in time being parents, we're failing our kids. And we're failing them educationally, financially, morally, failing those kids. We're just failing the kids. We're not guiding the kids. We're basically, to me, we're just putting our kids out there just to be grown at an early age without no foundation, you know. So I just think it's time that the parents came together, we pull our money together, and build a future for the kids where what they're gonna do in the future and what they're gonna do in the present is controlled by us, we the parents.
Okay. So, with you having your sidekick there, you know, I had an opportunity to watch all your kids play.
Yeah.
And they can handle the ball and they can play real good when they step on the court.
Yeah.
Where does that talent come from? That talent comes from
It runs in the family.
Runs in his family.
Sports run in the family. My dad was a big time player. My brother, Travis Dean Jr. was an awesome basketball player. My sister Shalonda Enos, awesome basketball player. My other sister Tiffany Dean, awesome basketball player. My uncle Sammy Dean, we call him Kurt. Kurt is his name. Eddie Dean. So they all pretty much a big sports family. You know, so they get it honestly. You know, I just hope they excel. And if you want to be a basketball player, you know, I would recommend that he have something else that he want to do besides just saying you want to be a basketball player. You know how I'm big on when somebody asks you what you want to be. First thing, I don't want to hear nothing about sports.
So, talking to you a couple weeks ago, you said you wanted your kids, and not just your kids, but the youth, to use, you know, these sports as an avenue to something else. What did you mean by that?
Well, because if you look into, like all the kids you talk to tonight, everybody who you ask, what do you want to be when you grow up? What do you want to be when you grow up? Everybody says something that had to do with sports. And it seems like that's all our kids relate to is sports. Where from a black perspective, from an African American man, looking at our situation as a people, sports is not building nothing for black people. You know, so I have an issue with all our kids want to do is build sports. Like, what is that going to do for you down the line? You know, if you get hurt. Like, if he's going to say sports, my son's sitting here right now, he's going to say sports. He should have been saying a basketball player, and if I don't become a basketball player, then I should do this. That's one thing I think our kids are lacking is, what are your second options? You know, all our kids is, like I say, sports. Nobody's talking about building. So I think that's why our generation is in trouble. And that's where I think the parents are failing the kids at, because we're not teaching them what we need. You know, we need more than ball players. You know, learn how to build a ball, learn how to make a ball. So we need builders. So we don't need all these sports players all the time. So that's what I mean. You can use basketball, you know, as a bridge. You know, something that you want to do extra. You know, but don't make sports your first priority when we're in need. It still comes down to the parents and the kids know what we need.
Having played your last postseason game, and to know that you guys are undefeated, and regardless of the outcome this weekend, you guys will go into the playoffs being number one. How does that make you feel?
Feels good. Just like I say, once again, it's just showing how hard work pays off, how being consistent pays off, and how having disciplined kids. Like this team we have with the kids has really made like practice like extremely easy, and it comes from, like I say, all the parents we have. They really discipline their kids. All the parents, you know. So I think, and like I say, with the kids being disciplined, already coming in being disciplined, it makes practice easy. You know, you don't have to struggle with arguing with the kids. So I think going into the playoffs, what the parents have instilled in their kids is going to show up on the court along with us having awesome practice.
Okay. So, can you guarantee a championship this year?
Yes. Only way we won't have a championship is if we play against 5 players and 2 referees.
Okay. All right. Well, we want to thank you guys for coming out and giving us this opportunity, a little insight into what District 6 is. Andrew, is there anything you want the community to know about you? Any shout outs you want to give out to any of your peeps out there? No shout outs?
No shout outs, man. I give a shout out to my beautiful wife, Cedric Dean.
All right.
And my son, Xavier Dean, and Bryce Dean.
All right. Well, thank you guys for coming out and good luck in the postseason play.
Appreciate it.
All right.